Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Pigskin Addicts here, back again with another video. So you guys see the title of this, you see the thumbnail. Before I get into it, we are about 5 hours away from kickoff, the first Monday night football game of the season for the Chargers. Now I'm announcing I will be doing my very first watch party live stream. I'll be reacting to all of the plays as they happen. There's obviously going to be a lot of time to give my input, my commentary as well. So I will be hosting that tonight for the very first time. I'm extremely excited. Now, again, just like the post that I posted in the community tab the other day, just want to keep you guys aware. Me and the wife are on baby watch. The wife is almost 40 weeks. She's just a few days away from being 40 weeks. 40 weeks is full term, so she could be here at any minute. Now, it's really up to her when she decides to make her grand entrance. But we are on baby watch, so this is tentative. But if the baby doesn't come, then I will be definitely doing a watch party for this Monday night football game. So I just wanted to announce that, just get that out of the way first. So let's get to the meat of the matter here. So kind of went over what the Chargers need to do defensively to continue the struggles of the Broncos on offense. Now I wanted to talk about what the Chargers need to do offensively to really put this game away. And I do feel that the Chargers have a decided advantage on offense. This Denver Broncos team is really defensive oriented. The defense has done a pretty good job of keeping the Broncos afloat, but it's only so long in this modern NFL era that your defense can really lead you. You need your offense to go out there and score points and really take a lot of pressure off the defense. And that's something that the Denver Broncos have not been able to do. So I just want to get into a few things that I feel the Chargers need to do to secure this victory. So number one, obviously, continue to run the ball. Continue to really press that issue. Continue to really develop it. Now, obviously, the Chargers got going last week in Cleveland against the Browns. They had a really good game on the ground. Joshua Kelly, Austin Eckler, the combination of those guys, they really got the job done. And they made the offense's job a lot easier than it was, in previous weeks. So if the Chargers are able to continue running the ball effectively, they should really have no problems putting up points. Now, this Broncos defense is stingy. They do a lot of things well on defense. They are okay as far as stopping the run. The Broncos really are going to come in with a mentality to not get beat deep, to really try to put pressure on Justin Herbert. So I think the run game and I think the opportunities to run the ball are going to be there. They don't want to give up big plays. And, they have really structured their defense to not give up big plays. They've been really stingy, but the run game is there, right? The Colts were missing Jonathan Taylor a couple weeks ago when they played them on Thursday night. They were not able to run the ball as effectively as they normally do. If Jonathan Taylor was there, the run game would have been there for the Colts, but they just didn't have one of the best running backs in the league. So this is going to be a very good opportunity for the Chargers to continue building the running game. They have to continue to build it. You can't just be happy with one performance. If you continue to build it, you continue to feed Austin Eckler, you continue to feed Joshua Kelly, it's going to take so much pressure off of Justin Herbert. It's going to take so much pressure off of the offensive line in pass protection as well too. The Chargers just need to continue it, and there's really no reason not to, right? There's no reason not to. There's no reason to take a step back and regress. They need to come out, establish that run game early, and if they do, they will be fine. Next thing, this needs to be, or I don't want to say needs to be, but this could be a game where the tight ends break out. The tight end position breaks out. And I'm talking about multiple guys, obviously, right? Gerald Everett and Donald Parham. This could be a game where they really break out. The reason why is because Patrick Surtain is going to be one-on-one with Mike Williams pretty much all of the game, and he's probably going to travel with him. Patrick Surtain, in my opinion, and throughout this season, this little early part of the season, he's been the best corner in the league to me. Jalen Ramsey has been a little up and down. Obviously, J.C. Jackson is not, right yet. He's not true to form, at least yet at this point in the season. Patrick Surtain has been the guy all season long. He had a very good performance against Devontae Adams a couple weeks ago, and he's just really been the shutdown corner. He has been very good in one-on-ones. He's big. He's big and he's physical. He obviously has good genes. His father played in the league for a very long time. So this guy is very, very, very good. He's emerging too. I think it's his second year. So he is an emerging superstar. He's the best corner in the league as of right now. So I think Mike Williams could have a rougher night than usual against other corners. Now, obviously, Mike Williams has the size advantage, but the size advantage is not as, big as it normally is, right? Patrick Surtain is 6'1", I think he's like 205, whatever. So he's a bigger corner. He's very strong, and he's able to hold his own out there on the perimeter. So I do feel like the Chargers are going to need to get some yards. They're going to need to get some production out of the tight end positions, right? Donald Parham Jr. just came back last week from that hamstring injury that really kept him out pretty much all of camp and throughout the first 5 games of the season. So he is gonna need to start to rounding into shape. Obviously Gerald Everett has been a guy, he has had his moments this season, but I'm looking for more consistency from him. He needs to get open a lot more, and his hands need to get a little better. They need to get more sure, right? He is a guy, he's very athletic. He can run all the routes. He can do, pretty much everything at the tight end position. He just has to be sure of himself. He's got to catch the open ones. He can make very, very, very hard contested ones, but, sometimes when he's open, he just lets his focus get off the ball and drops a few balls. So I'm looking for the tight end position to really, really show up, really give the Chargers a huge boost. And, again, it's going to be needed. I don't think Mike Williams is going to be as open as he normally is with Patrick Surtain, pretty much shadowing him. Keenan Allen will not be playing tonight as well, too. So it is going to be a tough matchup from that standpoint, right? With your number one receiver being shadowed by a very, very good corner. So you need other guys to really step up in the passing game. And I think the tight end position, they're due to really come up and step up for the Chargers. Number 3, it's obvious that Denver is going to bring a lot of pressure. This team they're on the verge of really, really having things collapse. They are 2-3 right now. I think if they go to 2-4, obviously they wouldn't be out of it, statistically and all of that. But the way that they have been playing offensively, it really, really leaves a lot of doubt, right? And I think a lot of guys are really going to feel like, this mountain cannot be climbed, right? This is something that, you can't really overcome if your offense is playing to the point where, it's been very, very poor. They're not scoring touchdowns at all. So really, this is all on the defense. So I expect the Denver Broncos to be extremely aggressive on defense. I expect them to bring a lot of pressure. I really do. So I really believe the Chargers really could benefit from a Joe Lombardi game, right? A Joe Lombardi special game. And the Joe Lombardi special is normally, calling those short routes. Denver will bring pressure. So Justin Herbert is really going to have to, get on his back foot, right, and just deliver good ball to a few hot routes, right? He doesn't necessarily need to go down the field, but there are going to be hot routes. And, obviously the Chargers need to run routes where the areas are vacated, right? They're going to bring linebackers. And, if they really want to get really, really aggressive, they're going to bring safeties as well, too. So just throw it where they ain't. Justin Herbert is fantastic against the blitz, so I have absolutely no reservations about that. I just think the Chargers need to understand it. Coming in from the first quarter on, they need to understand that this team is going to be aggressive, and the defense is going to try to win the game. The defense is going to try to win the game, right? The offense is so limited. They have not been playing well, and really, there's only so much you can do from week to week, right? You need to develop all of your good habits. You need to develop all of your chemistry. All of that stuff needs to be developed in training camp. So where the Broncos are at, offensively, it's getting to the point where if they come out and they have another bad performance on top of another bad performance, it's going to get to a point where it's almost unfixable. So I think the Chargers need to understand the defense is going to have a lot of pressure, really a lot of pressure on his shoulders. So they're going to try to come out. They're going to try to create havoc. They're going to try to cause turnovers. They're going to try to get in Herbert's face, get him on the ground, all that type of stuff. So they need to be very, very cognizant of that. They will be facing pressure. And again, a Joe Lombardi game could be fine here. 5-yard out could turn into, a 20, 30-yard gain, right? Especially if the Broncos are blitzing. There's not going to be anybody to go and chase the ball. So this could really be a Joe Lombardi game, and it wouldn't be a bad thing at all. Honestly, wouldn't be a bad thing. the yards, the the stats, the vanity stats, all that stuff really isn't going to matter. If the Chargers are able to punch the ball in the red zone, they are going to be fine. Stats, all of that stuff doesn't matter against a team and an offense as anemic as the Broncos. You don't need to put up stats. You don't need to be the fantasy football hero. All you need to do is really put up points. If you're able to score touchdowns, especially on the ground, if the offensive line is able to protect Herbert good enough, especially in the red zone, to score some touchdowns, right, and really put pressure on that Broncos offense, they're going to be fine. But the Chargers have to understand the Broncos are really going to be aggressive, and I think they're going to sell out. So if they understand that, they plan for it, and they execute, they will be fine on offense. Another thing I feel like the Chargers have to do is they have to put up points early. Come out, really put the pressure on the Broncos offense. If they really come out and put up points early, it's going to take the Broncos defense out of that aggressive mindset. They are going to have to start reacting rather than attacking, right? If they go down 7-0, 10-0, 14-0, they're going to have to really rethink what they're doing. They're not going to be bringing as much blitz. They're going to have to really sit in zone, and they're going to have to react to what the Chargers do offensively, meaning the Chargers can dictate pretty much the game from that point forward if they are, aggressive enough in their offensive attack. But, putting up points early can really put a lot of pressure on this team. This offense has not been playing well. Russell Wilson has not been playing well, on top of, reportedly having some type of injury with his arm, his shoulder, his lat. I'm not sure what it is. I've heard several different versions of what it could be. I heard he got a shot. I heard he had a procedure. Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, he's not 100%, and he looks like it. And on top of not playing well, on top of not reading defenses, all of that stuff, right? I went over it in the defensive game plan video. But if the Chargers put up points, they can put pressure on a very bad offense. They can really take them out of their element and really make them uncomfortable. They've already been uncomfortable just playing, this season. They're uncomfortable 0-0 in the first quarter. If they're down 14-0, then you can really start to build on their, lack of confidence that they have in their own team. So I'm looking for the Chargers to come out, score early, score often, and if they do that, they will be fine. But you got to come out, you got to really put it in their minds that they are not as good as us. And if they come into the game with that mindset, I think that they're going to be fine. I think the Chargers are going to be able to move the ball all up and down the field. I think red zone is going to be a point of emphasis. The Chargers are able to score touchdowns in the red zone, not just field goals, but touchdowns. If they're able to score touchdowns, they will be fine. They have to score touchdowns. Field goals are not going to cut it. If you get into a field goal game with the Broncos, they're not going to feel like they're out of it. Obviously, they got into a field goal game last Thursday night against the Colts. They really weren't out of it. They should have actually won that game, but they didn't. But if you get into a field goal game, that's kind of where the Broncos want to play. They want to muck it up. They want a very messy game. That's really where they feel like they have a chance to win. But if the Chargers come out and they put up points and put up touchdowns, the Broncos are not going to be able to keep pace. They know it. We know it. And, at that point, all the Chargers have to do is continue to attack, and they will be fine. They'll end up, leaving the field with a W. But they got to come out, put points up early on the board, score touchdowns, and really get it in their minds that this Denver team is not as good as this Charger team. I think one of the biggest points of emphasis on offense is turnovers, right? No turnovers. Now, the Chargers haven't really turned the ball over pretty much at all this season, and that's been a good thing, but it has to continue, right? That will be one of the things that could energize this bad Broncos team, right, is turnovers. If Herbert comes out, throws a few interceptions, if somebody puts the ball on the ground a la Melvin Gordon style, then the Broncos can really get energized off of that. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to take the ball away, and they're looking to make the offense's job as easy as they can, because the offense needs to be helped out as much as they can. They can't go up and down the field and score on anybody. They haven't done it all season long. I don't expect them to do it in this game. But turnovers can really help their cause. So if the Chargers keep the ball safe, right? Don't put the ball on the ground. Don't throw it to any of the DBs, linebackers, whatever. then they'll be fine on offense. But the turnover thing is really one of the things that can really help the Broncos. And the Chargers have to make sure they are crisp offensively. If nothing's there, throw the ball away, right? If nothing's there on the ground, don't do a lot of dancing. Just, go down and protect the ball. Very, very simple stuff, right? So turnovers can really be a catalyst for a Broncos run, right? They can really get some energy off of that. So Chargers don't turn the ball over, they will be fine, but that is something that they do need to watch for. So offensively, the Chargers rank 5th in total offense. They rank 2nd in pass offense, and 22nd in rush offense. Now, the way that things are going right now, I expect the rush offense, I expect those ratings to really rise. By the end of the season, I'm hoping to see the Chargers within that 10 to 15 range as far as rush offense goes. If they do that, they will be fine. They will be winning a lot of games if that's up there. Now, this Denver defense is a pretty good defense. Like I said, they are stingy. They do deserve a lot of credit. Their defensive coordinator, I cannot pronounce the brother's name, but he's been doing a wonderful job coordinating that defense. They have been game plan specific. They come out and they try to take away things that good offenses do. When you watch the tape, they come out, they are game plan specific. They don't just come out and run their same defense. They come out and they try to take things away. They did it to the Niners. Obviously, they did it to the Colts. The Colts still ended up winning that game, but they come out and they try to take things away. So this is a very, very good defense. They're aggressive. They fly around. They rally to the ball. So I give them a lot of credit. Their rankings. Defensively, they're 3rd in total defense. So this defense is pretty well-rounded, all up front, all the way to the back end. They're a well-rounded defense. They are 1st in pass defense. So they are, again, like I said, they're stingy. They get to the quarterback, and the pressure really collapses the pocket, and they are able to really defend with that, right? They obviously have a guy in Patrick Surtain. Again, I think he's the best cornerback in the league at this point right now. He's wonderful in man-to-man. So he's a guy he can shut down pretty much one half of the field. They're able to collapse, the pocket, and then, all of a sudden they end up 1st in pass defense, and that's where they're at right now. So this is a stingy defense. They're going to come in looking to take the ball away. They're going to come in looking to stifle what the Chargers do offensively. And in the 15th in rush defense. So they're right in the middle in rush defense. Like I said, I think the Chargers have an opportunity to, run the ball a lot. And again, it's not just necessarily for yards, but to take pressure off of the offense, to take pressure off of Justin Herbert, right? To get the play action game going, to maybe take some shots downfield. The running game does a lot, right? It settles a team down, it gets everybody going, and it also gets your offensive linemen in the aggressive mindset. They want to run people over, they want to move guys out of the way, and all it does is really just set up the offense in a very, very advantageous position. So the Chargers are able to get the run game going. I think they're going to be fine. But again, this is a great defense. As of right now, this is a great defense. That's the only reason why the Broncos have a couple of wins on the year is the defense. The defense is playing well. They have had some injuries on defense as well too, but they still have their big guys there, right? Bradley Chubb. They still got Baron Browning coming off the edge as well too. He's been playing very, very well this year. Obviously, Patrick Surtain has been playing well. Josie Jewell at linebacker, he's always been good. So the Chargers, they know who he is. So this is a good defense. They present a lot of problems. This is not just going to be a very easy walk in the park. If the Broncos defense is able to stifle the Chargers enough, the Broncos will have a chance, especially going into the 4th quarter. But like I said, if the Chargers are able to go up, put up points early, stay away from turnovers, really stay away from negative plays as well too, they're going to be fine. But this is going to be a very, very good matchup. I'm very, very interested in seeing how the Chargers respond after coming off of a big win in Cleveland on the road. I'm curious to see how they respond on Monday Night Football. We obviously know now that the Chiefs, they ended up losing the game to the Bills yesterday. So this division is right here for the taking. This is a game that the Chargers have to have. Now, they're not tied. They wouldn't be tied with the Chiefs in theory, right? Obviously, the Chiefs, they did beat the Chargers earlier in week 2. But, having the same record, right? You pretty much, in all senses of the word, are tied at the top of the division. So this will give the Chargers a lot of confidence, and it will really put the Chargers in a place where they control their own destiny going forward, right? You don't need the Chiefs to lose any games or whatever. If the Chargers come out, take care of their business, handle their business, you don't need the Chiefs to do anything. They can continue doing whatever they're doing. The Chargers just need to worry about and focus on what they are doing. So this is going to be a very, very big game. I am interested in seeing how the Chargers respond. I want to see how they respond to having some success, right? You've won the last 2 games against teams who were not, all that great. The Broncos are, not that great either, but they do have a good defense. So I'm curious in seeing how they handle this. This game will tell us all a lot about Brandon Staley, the coaching staff, and the extra day of preparation that they have to prepare for this as well too. So this will tell us a lot as Charger fans, coming out, how the Chargers handle this. If they come out and they handle the Broncos, we're going to be in a very, very good position. And, as critical as I've been of Brandon Staley, as critical as I've been of Joe Lombardi, coaching staff, and all of that stuff, I will come on here and I will give them credit. And I will say, hey, you're right where you want to be right now, right? Despite everything not going well, despite, all of the issues, the injury issues as well, you're right where you want to be, right? You're neck and neck with Kansas City in the division. So if they're able to take care of this, I'm gonna come on here. You're gonna hear me, making a lot of videos that are praising the players mostly. But I will give credit to the coaches when they do deserve it. So if they can take care of this, this is going to be a very, very big win going forward. But they got to handle business tonight. So that's really all I'm looking for. But again, guys, doing the watch party, my first watch party, so it's going to be very, very fun. I can't wait. So yeah, just join me. I'll be on stream all night, so you can leave, come as you go, come back on for the fourth quarter, whatever. But yeah, I'll be on all night giving all my commentary. So hopefully you guys join me, and we'll have a really good time, and hopefully we enjoy a Chargers win in an island game on Monday night. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. So that's all I got for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I really, really appreciate it. Shout out to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me. All the views, all the comments. I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough. Really, really can't. But that's all I got. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out as well too. And I will see you guys a little later on tonight. So that's all I got. Till next time.